So, I just gotta go off the dome, but, I'm reading from the book as well. All right. This is the book I am studying, Microbiology. It's flipped, so, can I do it like that? Hell nah. Can I flip it though? Nah. Okay. Microbiology for dummies. Okay. So, I be on Instagram, my YouTube too as well, explaining how the difference between prokaryotic cells and eukaryotic cells. Some might have some questions and asking, what are prokaryotic cells and what are eukaryotic cells? And how do I know all of this about the difference between the microbes? So now I'm going to give you my input on what I think about everything that's I'm finna explain to y'all. So we finna dive deep, okay? Finna dive deep. Finna take you on a roller coaster. Finna hop on that wave, you feel me? Facts. Alright. So right here, if you wanna know what page I'm reading from, it's page 177. Right? Chapter 12. Bro, that shit backwards though, man. Who gives a fuck? Meet the prokaryotes, all right? So, the first sentence in it says, along with the viruses, the prokaryotes make up most of the evolutionary diversity on the planet, okay? So what that means is that prokaryotic cells outnumber all other microorganisms on this planet, okay? They just told us this in the book. All right. Now, what prokaryotic cells consist of are bacteria and archaea, okay? Right? It says it's right here. So I'm reading from chapter 12. It's backwards, so I don't really know. If y'all want to study, I'm just telling you what I'm reading from the book. Okay. Now, what's the most important? Okay. From these scientists out here who is studying the prokaryotic cells and the eukaryotic cells, in their personal feelings, they are saying that the eukaryotic cells outnumber the prokaryotic cells. But through further research and investigation, they're saying that prokaryotic cells outnumbered eukaryotic cells vastly, okay? Yep, some scientists think, I'm gonna read the sentence for you, okay? So we can comprehend together, because I'm sending you energy, you sending me back. So I want to let y'all know what they're saying verbatim. Some scientists think that there are far more prokaryotic species than all eukaryotic organisms combined, whereas others think that is the reverse. Either way, more prokaryotic species are being discovered every year. And it is likely that we've just hit the tip of the diversity iceberg. Okay, so just like I just told you, prokaryotic cells outnumber eukaryotic cells vastly, okay? So, like I just told you, bacteria and archaea fall into this category, but they're more distantly related to one another than are the archaea and the eukaryota, the third major domain in life. So now the only reason they're saying is the eukaryota and the archaea are distantly related is because the archaea is like the middle gene where they spliced us down from, okay? Because some archaea are still labeled in as bacteria, because it says here on page, here it is, yeah, 188, acquainting yourself with the archaea, okay? 188 in the book, Microbiology for Dummies, all right? Also known as archaea bacteria. Archaea from the Greek means ancient. The word archaea means in Greek ancient, okay? The archaea are thought to be the oldest forms of cellular life on Earth. The oldest forms, okay? So watch how they work their technology. They differ from the bacteria in a few fundamental ways, but until recently were thought to be part of the domain bacteria. And I'll read that again because I got tongue twisted, all right? They differ from the bacteria in a few fundamental ways, but until recently were thought to be part of the domain bacteria. All right. So they singling in the archaea with the bacteria, but the archaea more distantly related to the eukaryota, because the eukaryote is the third domain of life. Because right here, now we're jumping to eukaryotic cells, because I have to tell you about the eukaryotic cell too, because you can't single in the eukaryotic cell without mentioning the prokaryotic cell, okay? And this is how we are related to prokaryotic cells as neuromelanated people, right? So-called black people, if you want to say. Okay. Let me read you the first sentence of page 195, okay? First sentence, first paragraph, and all it's going to make sense. And then just stay with me here, all right? In chapter 8, we discussed the relatedness of all organisms and how the tree of life has 3 main branches or domains. Consist of the bacteria. They always mention bacteria first, because bacteria is the most oldest form, most ancient form, even older than the archaea. But bacteria always comes first, and then the archaea, and then the eukaryota. Okay, now they're talking about the eukaryota in the next sentence, okay? This third branch gave rise to and consists all of the multicellular organisms, as well as many microorganisms, which we covered in this chapter. Okay. So now we know that the third domain of life, the eukaryota, consists of all multicellular organisms. Okay. So now we go back to the prokaryotes. No, let's not go back to the prokaryotes. Let's go to page 196. What is a eukaryote? Right? What is a eukaryote? Okay. The term eukaryote is used as a general term for all organisms within the domain eukarya, and was originally coined from the Greek words EU, meant for true. EU means for true in Greek, and karyo means for kernel, referring to the fact that the eukaryotic cells have a nucleus within them. Page 136 in microbiology. Okay. For dummies. Following this naming strategy, the bacteria and archaea are called prokaryotes, meaning pre-nucleus. Pre-nucleus. Bacteria and archaea, meaning pre-nucleus. And let's use our context clues here. This is grade school type shit, nigga. Come on now. Pre meanings before. Beginning. Before nucleus at all. So we gotta ask ourselves, why do they always mention eukaryotic cells having a nucleus? All right? And prokaryotic cells don't have a nucleus. Meaning pre-nucleus, which, although convenient, is a poor term for the other two major domains of life. The nucleus, this is the next paragraph, okay? Where they're telling that, when in the end of the first paragraph, they were saying like, that is a poor name choice for us, pre-nucleus, because the nucleus is not even the only differences that we have between each other. And what they always talk about, the prokaryotic cells and eukaryotic cells. In the race wars, what do they always talk about? Black people versus white people, Hispanics, Arabs, Dravidians, and Asian people. For some reason, they all don't like us. All right? And I'm not being racist, because if anything, they're the ones who are racist, because, they, a lot of them don't like us. They call us the N-word. We letting these people say the N-word to us, and we knew back then that this was, very disrespectful to us. So I don't know why we just let these people call us this. I don't care if they're Hispanic, they don't have neuromelanin. They didn't go through the same thing we went through. If they have Neanderthal DNA, animal DNA. Okay, because it says that the eukaryotic cells are multicellular organisms, and prokaryotic cells are only single cell organisms. All right. Because it says right here, what was it? Hold on. Boom, boom, Diesel Bob, nigga. Oh yeah, here it says, okay, with eukaryotic cells, they're labeling fungi with eukaryotic cells, right? Okay, let me read you this. My people, let me know if this makes sense in the comments. Let me know if this makes sense. Okay. When growing vegetatively, which means not reproducing, fungi can grow as single cells or as filaments. And we know if you study prokaryotic cells, they're single cell organisms. Okay, they're selling that they grow in both ways, but most fungi only use one form of growth, unicellular. Let's think of the universe, unicellular, okay, which means single cell. Fungi includes the yeast that divide either by budding or fission. In what world, when we go outside, we think fungi looks like a damn dog or some shit? We want to go pet a damn mushroom. No, we don't do that. Most of the time when we look at some mold, we be like, ew, we don't want to touch it. And it grows outside on the planet, so it grows. It has roots. So how the fuck are they saying some fungi cause disease in humans and animals, which they're talking about the eukaryotic cells? That's why they always single in eukaryotic cells with humans and animals. But for the most part, they are beginning and even delicious. They like to eat them. Most people like to eat plants. You know, they want to have a balanced diet. They like to eat plants. So we don't think about no mushroom or no mold and be like, oh, that's an animal. I want to touch it and eat it. Because most of the time we be like, oh, that look poisonous. I don't want to eat that. That mushroom it can be poisonous. So I don't believe that the fungi are eukaryotic cells. So anybody can, give me new information in the comments. But, I just want to get up on here and give you my input on what I'm reading about. So I'm out of here.